Welcome to Truth in Telecoms. We've just learned that the TCR is up for sale again. Johnny, what do you think of that?
Well, I mean, look, they got their pants pulled down pretty badly here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because they went and hired Lazard, which are really big banking outfit out of New York City.
Yeah.
And they did something that's strange. Well, not strange. They just put it out to everyone.
Yeah.
So now you've got private equities, which is the destruction of America, PE groups, because it's not even their money.
Yep.
They're looking at the revenue in there, and they're scrambling around trying to get as much information as they can through top analyst firms. I'm getting pinged by 4 or 5 guys that are getting pinged on, hey, what information you have on 10DLC and the campaign registry? Because they don't know. They just look at, hey, wow, these guys make a lot of money.
Yep.
This is a lot of money over here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then you got the secret agent men over there at Campaign Registry probably trying to lobby for equity. That's kind of funny. And I think one of the questions is, you know, why is Tata selling the Campaign Registry? There's 3 reasons.
Well,
right?
Yeah. I mean, why? It's obvious, you know?
No, it's
far
one.
known.
No,
I mean,
no, I don't think that's it.
No?
One. No. Well, look, let's look at the options here. Number one, they paid $100 million in cash and assumed $200 million in debt.
Correct.
From Calera when they got their pants pulled down, right?
Yeah.
So they got their pants pulled down there. They realized they came out and marketed, we're the campaign registry, come to us, we're going to take over CPaaS. They've done nothing, right? Because it's a dog. Calera's a dog. So they realized that. So one reason why is because they're trying to get their money, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would you sell it? As far as the government and them being forced to sell it because it's not foreign owned, I don't think it matters. I mean, look at TikTok, look at Apple, look at everything that's going on there. I don't think that actually matters. Mattered to Rick, it mattered to Czar, it mattered to anybody. But at the end of the day, we live in La La Land today and nothing makes any sense, right? So I don't know if that's the reason, right? But 3, they know something we don't know, right?
Well,
so
yeah, we have the wrong coalition.
We're
saying to the FCC, you know what? Maybe we need to get rid of it. So, I mean, that's a significant uncertainty around the value.
Or lightly regulated. Yeah, but all those groups in the Vine Coalition have since cut deals, right? So now they're on the insider. They've all cut promotional deals, cutting everybody else out. Because, you know, I've been away from this for a little while, working on other things. So as I start diving myself in, because I'm getting pinged left and right.
Yeah.
But I think the question here that nobody has been able to answer is Google. When I was trying to buy the campaign registry, I talked to a senior person at the carriers.
Yeah.
That job was to work with Google and Apple in the convergence of what just recently happened.
Yeah. How
does Google play into this? He said Google would buy it. Why would Google buy something in anything regulated?
Yeah.
Right? Like why?
Yeah.
Like right now, do you need to register with Google to send a campaign?
If you want to use business messaging. So,
and do you use the campaign registry?
Well, you could use the campaign registry.
You could? No, you can't. No, they have. There's nothing built for Google.
For RCS, they claim to cover RCS as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, you're the expert. I mean, I don't see that. I don't think there's anything there. I don't think Google wants anything to do with this thing. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, maybe they do. I mean, look, what's going on with RCS and Cinch? Oh, RCS is great. Infobip, oh, we just interconnected RCS. Twilio, oh, we had great numbers. Go to bed this weekend. Don't wake up Monday. You know, so what really, Bird, I don't know, I'm coming to America. I'm coming to wherever. So really what's going on in the industry? I mean,
yes.
So either Tata knows something that they're going to lose the campaign registry or they're trying to get their money back. Otherwise, why would you sell something that is a printing money monopoly that does zero to stop spam?
Yes.
Right now, there's a million spam text messages per minute in the world. A million per minute.
Yeah.
Not going away. You've got countries trying to hold banks responsible for people losing money. Every day it's another story, a horror story.
Yes.
AI hasn't even really kicked in yet.
No,
right?
not yet.
So look, going back to when I got brought in, they went to Twilio first.
Mhm.
And the guys that went to Twilio, you know, would have paid $30 million to shut it off.
Yes.
That's their words.
Yeah.
To shut it off because, quote, we make money on spam.
Mhm.
Everybody knows Twilio makes money on spam. I didn't see that in the earnings, nor did I see anything about their hack, right?
Yeah.
And exposing 33, and nothing about that,
No.
right? And it's funny, the CEO, Kazima, puts out a post. He has 547 likes, not one comment. Not one comment. No reach arounds, nothing from anybody. So, I mean, look, the industry is not going away.
No.
It's not about going away, but what is really going on?
Exactly.
But for them to open it up, because PE will win every time.
Oh, yes.
No
Absolutely.
strategic will ever win over PE because it's funny money.
Yep.
It's make believe leverage buyout money. They don't care.
Yep.
Right? They'll come in.
Just cook the books to basically get the money back.
No, they'll come in and they'll triple the pricing.
Yeah.
What's anybody going to do about it? So it comes back down to what really happened at the TCR. You know, I don't think the carriers are at all responsible for any of this. I think this is nickels and dimes compared to the hundreds of billions in service. I think it's the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Right. And now you've got an inside ecosystem that's all working together, and either you're favored nations or you're not. Yeah. So a lot of this stuff is going to come out now because you're going to be able to tell. When we were looking at it, this thing maybe closed at $20 million in revenue. 2022. Then now I hear there's tons of more service providers in there, right? To add another 400 or 500 service providers. But at the end of the day, it's still 80% Twilio.
Yeah.
So how does Twilio not dive into this? How are they not nervous? Maybe because there's a CFO running it and he's just staring into the abyss, trying to chop numbers. And look, they had great numbers. He did a great job of cleaning up a mess. No question about it.
I mean, they'd be putting a squeeze on the CSPs. So, yeah.
But it's dead. I mean, Twilio's dead. Numbers like that, you should have went up $20.
Well, that surprised me. It didn't jump up more.
It's because there's too much old money in there. There's too much institutional in there, right? Yeah. You don't hear nothing about the activist investors. You know why? Because they paid them all off already.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's paid off. The one guy that came in from Sachin, they documented it. They paid him, what, $1.5 million? Shut up, come on aboard. Yeah. So, look, I think, is Twilio dead? No. Are they ever going to be, a $70, $80 billion company? Not in 100 lifetimes. It's just because Wall Street just doesn't care. Kramer went dog on that. Yeah. And then you've got the other players there. And, I mean, I can't see how everybody's not in that. I heard from somebody who's gotten called 5 different top analyst firms. Mm-hmm. These are analyst firms that get hired by private equity mostly. Yes. Yeah. Saying, well, what is this 10 DLC? These numbers look really good over here. Is this what do you know about it? So that means they've opened it up and pulled their pants down. Yeah. So now it's anal probing begins. At the end of the day, as you know, we just went through this whole thing with Bill. I mean, what? Yep. 2022, he got fired. Yep. For,
that's it.
For no reason, and he's not going to go in front of an arbitration hearing until 2025.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
What was the quote of the judge? You want to read it, or you want me to read it to you?
I want to read it because I need to make sure it's exact. So it was Judge Colleen McMahon who was deciding on the TCR, trying to enforce the documents, and she described arbitration and commercial arbitration, which is what Bill's going through, as long, drawn out, lawless litigation. And she was like, I'd never be an arbitrator. And I did an article. I'll include it in the summary for this podcast where
well, I'll read it. Yeah. Here's her quote. I don't approve of arbitration. I will tell you right off the bat, I don't approve of arbitration at all. And particularly, I don't approve of commercial arbitration like this because they're not really arbitrations. They're litigations. Arbitration is something that's supposed to happen. Snap, 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 snap. 4 snaps. He writes. Quickly to resolve disputes. This is not what happens in commercial arbitration these days.
Yeah.
It's just long, drawn out, lawless litigation. And at the end of the day, it's all going to come out.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have it ruled on as a lawsuit, right? So you still have the lawsuit run out there.
Yeah.
And look, guys, the campaign registry. I don't really care. Avi Katz told me it wasn't him. Said it was Romeo. Romeo was the one that had you set up Soren and Michael Ford with the laptop. Just come clean. Just point. Who was it?
Yeah.
Who is the one that made you guys go there, retrieve his laptop, and then try to frame him for a break-in?
Yeah.
Right? Because he did nothing wrong except come out and try to find buyers. That's all he did wrong. Then he came back in, helped clean the company up. Tata Calera never would have been sold if it wasn't for Bill Peters. If it never would have been for me and Bill to be working with Avi Katz, Twilio had an 80% discount. All you out there, none of you really care because you're all out there staring into the abyss, trying to figure out how you're going to make more money off spam. But at the end of the day, they had an 80% discount.
Yeah.
That got taken right away the minute Avi Katz found out.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I'm sure they still got a big discount, but they paid up in full. How do I know? Because I'm the one who told them.
Yeah.
I'm the one who told them, subpoena me again, please. But then now there's no more subpoenas. So really, what is going on here? Cineverse never paid for anything in there. How do I know? I was in there. They came to me to buy it. So look, for all you out there trying to buy the campaign registry, call me, call Alan, call us, because we're going to start having some fun now because we haven't gone away. You tried to get us into court on something for Bill. Alan didn't even know Bill Peters. I met Alan 8 months after Bill Peters was fired.
Yeah.
We didn't even know him. This is how insane these attorneys are.
Yeah.
They've had to spend 7 figures just to not pay the guy a few $100,000. Then you try to cripple him. So look, Air Force Major means something. This guy flew 10,000 sorties. He signed his life away to protect our people in our country. And I know a lot of you foreigners don't understand that, but it's a big deal. So guys, come clean. Just come clean. We'll leave you alone. I'd love to see the campaign registry sold to an American group, but you know, what's going to happen here? Going to go to private equity because it has to. They're going to buy it 4 or 5 times revenue. Not worth that.
No.
We don't know, but nobody's telling me what does a Google Apple combination. Google's not going to tell you what they're doing. They're not going to tell you what their plans are.
No.
I can tell you they don't want to be part of anything regulated because they got all this antitrust stuff coming in.
Exactly.
And depending on what happens in November, that's either going to be a lot worse or not. I mean, this lady, Nina Khan over there at FTC, she's really ruffling a lot of feathers over there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of big companies want to get rid of her because she's actually trying to do something across the board.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't know. I think this is great. This is podcast number 1 on Pants Down, Anal Probe. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Bandwidth. I watched a story on Bandwidth today on they're supposed to be holy and they pray before every meeting. You guys are spamming America left and right. You got to be kidding me. So what do you pray? Then you go spam? Then you say 7 Hail Marys? How does that work? So I'm getting tired of all you people out there. And I understand you got to do what you got to do to protect your business.
Oh, yeah.
All we care about is, guys, come. All I care about, me personally, what I care about is come clean. Tell us. We'll frame Bill.
Yep.
And Alan, you have a lot of other concerns because you raise a lot of intelligent business questions here, which I've stayed away from. So I think we should jump into what some of your questions. I mean, you said here, given Von Coalition's request to remove the campaign registry, did they say remove it or did they say lightly regulate it?
Well, the name didn't appear after they brought up the fact that, you know, it was focused on the numbers and it needs a light regulation. So it was one of those where you could infer that based on what they said.
Google was part of the Von Coalition.
Yeah.
Bandwidth is part of the Telnex. I don't know where the hell that kid is. Telnex was part of it. Now he's not part of it. Did he cut a deal? They're all cutting deals. And then the allegations of election influence, they're not allegations. They're fact. They're proven. Proven. They block messages going into certain states, which again, depending on who you care about, that's going to come out in the wash sooner or later. Although it doesn't seem to, I mean, big companies, the continued rise of spam.
Yep.
It's insane. That's why it was set up, right?
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah. And the spam continues, unabated.
I don't
and
think the
more
carriers
focused.
want to deal with all these problems.
I
There's not
agree.
enough money for them to deal with all these problems.
Exactly. It is.
You know
It's
what
a
I mean?
mess. Yep. So I
So,
mean, I look on it, there's a fundamental shift happening. And this happened when we did the podcast with Robert Viss, because I mean, he said CPaaS is done. And the shift is moving away from, SMS APIs and all the, stuff there into just delivering services focused on business workflows. I mean, look at the success
but you
RingCentral
still
had.
need it. You still need to register your campaign, right? So it doesn't matter
Exactly.
if it's CPaaS, it's Robert Viz CPaaS, or what Bird Ass, or whatever he wants to call himself. At the end of the day, you still have to register,
Yes. Oh,
right?
yeah, there's still
You
that
still
mess
have to
that has
get
to
through,
take place.
and you're
Yes.
registering for no reason whatsoever because there's 20 billion spam texts last month. So
Yes.
what are you even registering for,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they keep making money off spam, both here and worldwide. AIT is never going to end. None of this stuff is going to end. So, I mean, look, I
But
think the
that's why
carriers
Juniper
have doubled
Research,
down.
but Juniper Research, they're showing basically SNS revenue shrinking.
I've seen
30%.
you blast Juniper Research.
Of course.
Okay. I've seen you tell me they don't know what they're doing in the past on certain
Well,
reports.
because of their
Why is
market
this one
reports,
right?
because they miss. It's not. I just say there, when you get a
They
research
forecast revenue to shrink. How do
yeah,
they know?
that's big. Because the whole their game.
But are they telling
Everything's
you
growing,
why?
everything's amazing, and they're because there's a shift taking place. We're already on with Uku from Macente. We were talking about some of the brands that have moved away from messaging because SMS because it's a mess. Their routing tables were getting messed up. They were getting ridiculous charges. I mean, like Twilio. If you want to do a 2FA now, it's good old email. That shows how bad SMS became.
But you're not talking about spam. So spam, they're making money off spam.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter. So non-spam SMS is going to go down to 47 billion from 66 billion because they're still making billions on spam.
Oh, yes.
All the money's still making money on spam worldwide.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But the businesses are moving away. And when their volumes drop, AIT volumes have to drop as well. So therefore,
look, I think the campaign registry, they got to be, there's millions of campaigns.
Oh, yeah.
Twilio's revenue is still at 4 billion. They grew at 4-6%.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't gone anywhere. I mean, the crackpot numbers were 100 billion by your friends over there, CPaaS AA, which now, by the way, the campaign registry is officially there. I don't think Meth is going to be too happy that they're over there. Dario Bet is definitely screaming right now. Like, you went to CPaaS AA. But again, it's irrelevant. But what I'm saying is they're all making money on spam. It's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Nobody's interested in the solution.
Well,
but
carriers have to take control of this. Bottom line, I mean, like with Horizon,
they're not going to. They depend on the ecosystem. They'd have to go El Salvador. They'd have to rip out Cineverse, rip out Cinch.
Yes.
They'd have to rip everything out. They're not going to do it.
Which is what BT Group did. They put their own
we
gateway
can't even
in.
protect. Listen, this country's a complete mess right now.
Well,
all right, and you think they're going to worry about messaging? All they care about is don't AI somebody else's voice that's going to be running for office. Nobody cares about this. Nobody cares about spam. Nobody cares about robocalls. They want to go, we're going to bring trust back to calling. When? No, nobody picks up calls. When is that going to happen? So look, we just have a big mess. Mm-hmm. But I think we're going to have a lot of fun the next few weeks, guys. So please, somebody come clean. Just tell us who framed Bill, please, for litigation reasons, guys. If not, I don't know, we're going to have fun because I've got texts coming in all day long. You let everybody in the house. Yep. Pants down. So let's go.
Yep. Well,
what else? Anything else you want to talk about? I mean, look, is CPaaS dead? I mean, Twilio's dead. They're all dead. I'd like to see Bird go public. I'd like to see Infobip go public because they're just good. They're just companies that are making revenue. Bird said he was going to come back. Who knows?
Yep.
What I mean? Cinch came out with really good numbers. I mean, Cinch is profitable, but they got 1 billion outstanding shares.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So from a stock perspective, where are they going?
Yeah,
it'd be nice to see. I mean, like I said, if Twilio bought Cinch, be a monster company that'd be around for a long time, servicing customers. A lot of people would keep their jobs. But I mean, they're never getting a million spam text messages a minute.
I know.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Per minute.
It's
people, banks are now fighting with governments. I mean, look what's going on in Australia.
Yes.
The Australian government is working with the banks. They don't want to pay people money back.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your fault. You shouldn't have clicked on it. What do you mean? Why'd you let him in here? Right. Yeah, the UK has got some certain regulations. There's going to be hearings in the US with the banks because now the losses are going into the billions of dollars.
Oh, yes.
And people's lives are being destroyed. So what? So you guys can make money on spam? The whole reason they wanted you guys to set up the campaign registry is for you CPaaS companies to police yourself, and you failed. However you want to look at it. The whole reason this thing was set up, and I'm talking to you guys, and you know what I'm saying, is because you guys were supposed to police yourself and try to eliminate spam and not destroy messaging like voice is destroyed. And what are you doing? Destroying messaging. Yeah. So anyhow.
Yep.
Campaign registry for sale.
I'll give you all the data's there.
They should just give it back to somebody you can fix it.
Yeah.
Because it can be fixed.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. Well, on our Truth and A2P SMS, we've sort of been going through the history. We've got up to basically phase 1 of the SIM boxes. We'll be looking at basically phase 2 and the sort of some of the issues around sort of phase 2 of SIM farms. And then we'll be wrapping all that up with the actions that need to take place.
Yeah, and look, it's going to come down to identity. There's a great company out there that we know about that can provide identity down to the SIM level. Yeah, that's going to be coming out soon. A lot of the big operators are starting to deploy that. So I think the operators in the banks are working to that matter. But at the end of the day, bottom line here is campaign registry. You came after me and Alan, me horribly, Alan for no reason. Try to destroy Bill. Come clean, guys. Just tell us. I'm not going to say it anymore. But Alan, your homework for me is why so Google? Why isn't Google buying this? Why is there even a process? Why isn't Google buying this? Why? We're RCS, Apple and Google kissing. Everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, RCS is great."
They have their own process.
So then, what's the value of this? What is the value? If everything's moving to RCS and RCS is so great, Cinch, why aren't you talking? You're the kings of RCS, except now Infobip said they were the first person to deploy in the US. So one of you guys, can you come tell me why so Google? Why isn't Google buying this? Like I was told 2 years ago. Yeah. Google's going to buy this for sure. I don't see them getting into anything that even smells like regulation.
Exactly. Right? I agree with that.
So
cool. Well, we'll be doing another one soon, I'm sure.
Quickly. Information's coming in.